Frontier Africa. My name Abdul Rashid Abu Bakr. On the show with me today, I have Ms. Uchenna Ibezue from Omag Design Empire in Washington, D.C. Let me come back to Omag Design Empire. What has changed for you since you began the business 10 years ago?
Yes, a lot has definitely changed. A lot has definitely changed for me. First of all, I am going to say that it has, opening my eyes to wider opportunities. It has actually opened my eyes to a lot of opportunities, beyond the shores of my, from beyond the shores of what I thought I could do. 10 years ago, I was torn between, do I do this, or do I kind of take the back seat? Because you look into the American markets, like, oh my God, this is this is America, this is a huge market. You hear all about the big names in the industry and all of that, but the good news is that I believed in my faith. I had faith. I just was going to step out, and I stepped out, and I really can say that, one of the biggest things for me this last 10 years is that nothing is impossible. It has opened my mind to knowing and to believing that nothing is impossible, and it has also, opened me up to a whole lot of other opportunities, and like I said, brought me into different places that I would not even have imagined, and I've taken a lot more opportunities, taking advantage of the huge American markets, and to kind of really market myself in the light of not in the light of an African girl who who is opportune to be in this big market, the American market. So a lot has happened, but definitely it has opened my mind up to know that nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible once you believe and just keep your focus. Nothing is impossible.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Uche Ibezue, from CEO and founder of the Omag Design Empire here in Washington, USA. Let me go to Canada and talk to one of the guests also. Welcome. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Are you there? I think you have to work on your mic, Mr. Bolaji Bello from Canada. He's also going to be joining us and talking about music, from Canada. You have to work on your audio. I'll come back to Mr. Bolaji Bello. Let me continue to talk to Miss Uche Ibezue from Omag Design. Let us go back to the fashion industry itself. How do you think African in the diaspora have, impacted this industry in regards to what you mentioned, looking at the African fashion show that happens in New York Fashion Show? How do you think Africans in the diaspora impacted this industry, the industry?
Thank you. First of all, I'm going to say that the good news is that the African designers in the fashion industry in this part of the world, the good news is that we have truly stayed true to our culture. And the only way you can actually make impact in any industry you find yourself, or in anything you find yourself, is when you stay true to who you are, true to your original ideas and all of that. So I am going to say in the light of the Africans impacting the African culture, when you talk about the fabrics, when you talk about the jewelries, when you talk about the colors of our fabrics and the culture and all of that, you know, as much as we incorporate some of the fabrics into the Western fabrics and all of that, you know, you see a lot of people, we have seen over the years, we have seen currently and even over the years, the African fashion industry has evolved so powerfully. And so this is not just now appealing to only us, the Africans, you know, but now other cultures are beginning to, you know, to love the fabrics. They are beginning to want to wear the style. They are beginning to want to tie the gele. I have seen a lot of people, you know, come out to participate. A lot of people from different cultures, Indians, you know, the whites, you know, name them all. They want to participate. They are so intrigued by the colors of the fabrics. They want to know what are the fabrics called. They want to wear them. They want to be a part of knowing the culture. So this has also exposed Africans. It has exposed a lot of other people, other cultures to the African culture. And I'm going to say that, you know, a lot of times when you mention Africa, they sometimes it's only known for, okay, the bad people. But I can try to, you know, for sure, being in this industry in this long time, I can tell you that I am so proud of how much the African culture and our fashions have impacted this industry. For example, look at the other day, Black Panther. It was a big hit, right? Everybody was talking about it because there was, you know, they incorporated the African culture, the African style. I mean, Africa is beautiful. We are unique. Our styles are unique. Our culture is unique. Our clothes are unique. For another example, I could also give you tons of examples I could give you. But just the other day, Beyonce did her Black is King music. She just released a new album the other day, and she went all the way to Ghana. Are you kidding me? She went all the way to Ghana, and of course, this is Beyonce we are talking about. Okay, she flew all the way to Ghana. Not only did she fly all the way to Ghana, but right there she incorporated, you know, the clothes, the whole culture into her wardrobe,
into her music. Into her music.
Into her music, exactly. Even her clothes and all of that, you know, represented Africa. So guess what? We must be doing something right for everyone to want to associate with our culture. You know, so I can tell you that definitely the African fashions and all of that has definitely impacted, you know, the industry, and it has not only impacted the industry, but even the culture and this part of the world so powerfully that you see all the big names, you see everyone, you know, trying to kind of have a little bit of an African stuff go, you know, intertwined in whatever they do, whether it's movie, whether it's music, whether it's fashion, and most of the fashion designers, the big fashion designers, even in their fashion shows, when you go to New York Fashion Week, you see them incorporating our clothes into their collection. So it's amazing, and it's very exciting to see, you know, how the African fashions and culture is not just accepted by us, the Africans, but other cultures as well. So very, very exciting and very good news, you know, good news for the industry in the future.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Thank you so much, Ms. Uchenna Ibezue, founder and CEO, OMAC Design Empire here in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for that lovely and interesting, discussion. Now, let's go back to you as an entrepreneur. What are the challenges you think upcoming entrepreneurs out there may face in the process of coming into the industry?
Okay, so I get to be asked these questions a lot of times because a lot of times people see the glam and they're like, oh, how did you do this? Oh my God, who did you know? How did you just, get into the industry? How did you just get to where you are today? Blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of times people look the people look at you on this side and they see what they see is glam. What they see is the glees. They see all the glam, the glees, and all of that. But entrepreneurs need to understand that not only in the fashion industry, but for anything you need to do, any step, for you to take any step, for you to actually, when you decide that I'm going to do this, when you decide that this is what you have prayed about it, you are so trusting yourself, you know for sure that this is what you are you are working towards and all of that. I am going to say you must be optimistic. Once you have prayed about it, and you have to be optimistic. You must understand that there are going to be days of challenges. There are days you want to throw in the towel. There are days you feel like, you know what, I am done. I'm going to throw in the towel and all of that. But guess what? You are going to be encouraged. You are going to learn to encourage yourself. There are challenges, so many challenges, very numerous challenges. Okay, you go for challenges of funds, funds, your challenges of, you not even thinking that people believe so much in what you're doing. There are several challenges applicable to your journey. Every journey is unique. Every journey is unique. So you must start off the journey trusting yourself enough.
Let me slow you down. So that our viewers can grasp the message. So let's take it process by process, because I want our young entrepreneurs out there watching from Africa, from the diaspora, from all around the world. I want them to get this message right.
Absolutely.
So the first step, like you said, is the prayers and being optimistic, believe in oneself. So now they have the belief in oneself and they have the prayers. So how can they overcome the challenges that come with the financial aspect?
Okay, so thank you. So as an entrepreneur, you must understand planning. You must understand there is something called planning. You must count your cost. You need to understand that, okay, this is my budget. This is what I want to do. Make sure you understand the industry. Make sure you have spent time, understand the industry. A lot of times, entrepreneurs, I say this all the time. When I get invited to conferences and different places, I say this all the time. Entrepreneurs get more excited. At the beginning, it's more of excitement. It's more of excitement than truly focusing on the real deal. So I am going to say, make sure that you are understanding the financial part of your business.
Okay.
What is counting your costs? What is this business about? How much do I think my initial investment is? To kick me off the ground, or just get started. Thank God that these days we have with technology, not like when we started, but these days you have technology, and you can build your own website from your phone. Even you can kick off your website from your phone. So you don't spend as much fund kicking off these days as we spent when we started. So you need to understand, what does the role of social media play? Now you don't have to really hire so much of a marketer as a starter, back in the day.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you because my producer is telling me from the studio that we have to go on a short break. When we return back, we'll continue the discussion. Thank you so much, Uchenna Ibezue from OMAG Design Empire in Washington, D.C. On the show today, I have Ms. Uchenna Ibezue, founder and CEO, Omak Design Empire in Washington, D.C. Ms. Uche, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, so now we got to the planning on financial aspect of being an entrepreneur and understanding the figures that involves when setting up a new business as an entrepreneur, on how to plan. So this is where you got to before we went on the short break. So can you now continue to enlighten our viewers on, once you have the planning, you're talking about marketing and strategy. Can you tell me more about marketing and planning strategy?
Absolutely. Thank you so much again. Thank you. And so, like I was saying, when planning, in other words, what I'm trying to say, when I say plan, I'm talking about have a structure.
Okay.
I am talking about have a structure, because once you have a structure, it allows you to build on what you just, you're building on a structure. A structure is what, a foundation. Just like you're not going to build your building on the water, you're going to start the foundation first, right? So have a structure, and then you build on. You don't need to do everything at the same time. Start with what you have. Start with where you are. Like I said earlier, make sure you're counting your costs. Make sure you're counting your costs. And these days we have social media. So social media is not your official website. Anyone that wants to take you seriously, yes, they want to see your social media accounts, and all of that is wonderful, but you must also have like an official website, and which you can with Wix.com and all these other websites. You can build your own website from your phone. It's in 10 minutes, and you go from there. Okay, so I am also going to say that look for businesses that are similar to yours, and seek for partnerships. Seek for partnerships, collaborations. When I say partnerships, I mean collaborations. For example, maybe when I was starting, I had photographers in the DC area, and they reached out to me. Some of them reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to have a photo shoot, and I will, with my design. So I bring the clothes, I design the clothes, they have the camera. So we would go ahead and do a photo shoot, and everyone would have the pictures, and they will use the pictures to market their business, and I would also use the picture to promote my clothing line and all of that. So you see, we were collaborating, and that way we didn't need to spend break the bank to go and do a photo shoot, which would probably cost maybe lots of hundreds of dollars. But we did a lot of collaborations, which we still do till today. So make sure you are planning. Make sure, a lot of times, like I said, entrepreneurs they get so excited, and they forget the basic things. Okay, we forget the basic things. Remember that we always go back to, why did you start? Always, the days you feel like you're burning out, the days you feel like you're burning off, go back and ask yourself, why did I even start this at all? Make sure you have your questions, your whys, all your whys, have them somewhere where you can see it very clearly, and remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself why you started, and that will keep you on your feet. That will keep you going. And again, like I said, you don't need to have any elaborate start off. You don't need to have any elaborate start off. You're not in competition with anyone. You can be inspired by people. You can be inspired by other businesses. You can learn from the people that you're inspired, with their businesses, but you're not in competition with anyone. The only competition that you have, Sarah, Ma, is yourself. The only competition you have is yourself and your business. So staying on your track, staying on your lane, focusing and planning and building on, on what you have little by little. You could give yourself every 6 months. You say, okay, every 6 months, I'm going to do this. Every 6 months, we're going to add to this. Every 6 months, I'm going to do this. And you have like a little calendar, and you keeping yourself up to date. Okay, the next 1 year, I'm going to add this to the chain of the business. In the next 2 years, this is where I want to see my business. Set the goals for yourself. Set goals. Remember, the next thing, is what? Setting goals for yourself. And don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to want to be the next trending person on Instagram. Don't be in a hurry to be the next trending person on social media. When you get there, that is fine. But slowly but surely, with good planning, definitely the future will definitely look bright for any entrepreneur. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that very interesting, process breakdown for entrepreneurs out there, watching the show today. So now let's get to African fabrics and African fashion. I know you've touched a little bit about how interesting African fabrics and African fashion have gotten nowadays, and how far it has inspired the global fashion industry itself. So, but I really want to understand more how African fashion industry have really impacted the global fashion industry.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Like I said, the African fabrics, the African fashions, it's not news. It's not the news that it has gone global. It has gone global. It's the African fashion industry has gone from there to becoming a multi-billion dollar industry. And again, like I said, the culture and the way that our African fabrics have been presented the last few years, both by designers back home, designers here, and has really projected. We have projected our fabrics and designs, right into the market. We have seen big chains like the H&Ms. We have seen them print, the African print. I believe maybe 2 summers ago, you could literally walk into H&M and you think you are in a market in Nigeria or in Ghana somewhere, because the fabrics were so colorful and African. They had to use the African fabric and all of that. We have also seen a lot of designers in Europe be inspired by the African fabrics and all of that. So that alone, like I shared earlier, Miss
Uche, let us take a quick break.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll continue the discussion. Thank you.
Okay. Absolutely.
Let's take a quick break. The New Frontier Africa. My name Abdul Rashid Abu Bakr. On the show with me today, I have Ms. Uchenna Ibezue from Omag Design Empire in Washington, D.C. Ms. Uche. Hello. Yeah. Are you with me?
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, right now. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sorry for the break in the transmission.
That's okay. That's okay.
So let's get back to I kind of get all the good and intriguing message you spoke about, but
Mm-hmm.
let's get to Africans in the diaspora and the fashion industry.
Mm-hmm.
How are the African in the diaspora seen in the fashion industry?
Okay, so I want to say this. Just from just the angle of being a fashion designer, I'm going to say this without sentiments and all of that. Um, you know, the like I said, the African fashion industry has evolved so powerfully the last few years, and a lot more people have come to terms even with the name Africa.
Yes.
I'm telling you this. I am telling you this. And just from loving the fashions, just from loving the fabrics, I am telling you that I've had people who I know and who I have read about just from the fashion, just from being inspired. So I'm saying that it's not just being inspired for, because the colors are beautiful or whatever, or just for being inspired for inspired sake, but they've taken it even a step further. I know people who from just wearing the fabrics and loving the fabrics and being exposed to and inspired by the fabrics have traveled to Africa
To the
and have gone
continent.
in search of their heritage.
Hmm.
A lot of people today, they have found their lineage just from the window of the fashion industry. And I heard someone say one day, she said, oh my God, I've never been this proud to be. She was in one of my fashion shows at the Embassy of Nigeria in Washington, D.C. And after that, she said, oh my God, thank you so much, Miss Uche. Now I'm so inspired to go for my roots. I said, what are you talking about? She said, the fabrics are so beautiful. I can't believe that I am from, this is, I can't wait to go and search for my roots. I can't wait for it. I was like, wow. I said, wow. And she later on came and found out that, she's, I think from Ghana or Cameroon, one of those. So do you see what's the industry, how it has impacted lives?
Wow.
And it's not just one. I'm talking about my brother. I'm talking about millions of people. And I've had people stop me on the road, say, thank you for exposing or in the African culture through your designs, through your fashion, because it has allowed me to even understand the African the history of Africa. I'm like, what? Just by fashion? He said, yes. Millions of people, my brother. So it's been so educative. It has been so powerful for a lot of people. You might just think, even sometimes I say to Africans, we don't even know how powerful we are. We don't even know how liberating that what we do has done for a lot of people. A lot of people are liberated just by what you think it's a hobby, what you think it's a business, or what you think it's liberating the minds of a lot of people who have been locked in slavery for so long. It has empowered. That's why I always say to people, I say, I do this because it's allowed me to empower a lot of lives. It's so empowering to see, how much people are constantly getting into the whole African culture, getting into the whole African system, getting into the whole, and so proud of the culture. Day by day, it's just to see the number growing, and they tell you, wow, I never knew that I could travel to Ghana in January, for example. we were invited to Rwanda by for a conference about 5 African designers all over the world, and musicians. We had a lot of high top musicians, Flavor the Band. A lot of them were in that conference, and it was so powerful to see, even within Africa, how how it is accepted, how we are embracing each other more, how we are, it's like soccer, how this is uniting and unifying us as a people. And so with this stand, you can imagine how much we're doing we are doing even beyond our cultures, beyond our culture, and how much is impacting other people, if just within us in Africa, how much that we are being inspired by our own clothes, our own fashions, our own music, our own food. It's bringing healing to the world.
Ms. Uche, so when you mention that pushes me a little bit to more of what we intend to discuss today, which is fashion, music, and culture. So on a lighter mode, that means Americans seem to be looking more and more towards Nigeria music, looking at the recent collaboration of Beyonce and Diddy, with Nigerian musicians, So what's your take on this?
Again, I am saying, again, it just shows that, Africa is opening up by the day. Africa is, becoming, so we have always been relevant, but our relevance is coming to light. Africa is, it's a formidable, everyone is seeing that is a formidable force to reckon with. You just know, you mentioned Beyonce, but do you know how you feel that you are driving in your car and your radio, your radio is on, and then all of a sudden you hear Davido. You hear Davido, and or you hear Wizkid, who, the BET award goes to Wizkid. It shows that the world is waking up. Because I'm not going to say that Africa is waking up. Oh, excuse me, Africa, we've been woke. We've been up, and it just takes this whole number of years. The world is beginning to recognize what we carry as a people. And that is why I tell Africans, whether it's in my industry or in other industries, I say, hold your head up high. We are a formidable force. The world needs us. That we should hold our head. And that is why you're seeing today, as much as they want to deny us over the years, everybody's waking up to the fact that my music would actually sound better if I had the Afro beat, if I had the Fela beat to it, if I have the Davido sound to it, if I add the Wizkid a little bit to it and all of that. So they are waking up to the fact that we really cannot do without those people.
Talking about Fela music, to the best of what we would like to talk about on this show, Fela music, talk more and more about social justice, and also, he uses music to preach human rights.
Absolutely.
So, and I think my producer said he have some Fela music that he would love our viewers to listen to, before we continue the discussion. My producer, are you ready? Are you ready for the music?
So we're going to be rocking.
Let's get to listen to Fela and
dash them human rights. Them go hold me to you, them go start yap human beings. Animal talk, don't start again. Dash them human rights. How animal gonna say they no born me a slave? How animal gonna say slave trade don't pass? And they want dash us human rights. Animal must talk to human beings. Give them human rights.
Our viewers have learned one or two things from that short music from Fela Anikulapo Kuti of blessed memory. Miss Uchenna, so because of time, I want you to run it up, sum it up all, and what message do you have for everyone watching you on the show today?
Okay, thank you so much. To everyone watching today, I would like you to know that the world, first of all, has changed. The world has changed as we know it. And I want us to know that this is not the time to give up. This is not the time to drag our feet. This is the time to arise. This is the time to awaken to our higher selves. This is the time, you know, I love when I came to this country, what got me inspired, I would say this, and I say this all the time. Well, and I say this to a lot of my mentees, and I say, I came to this country and I had in mind my faith. And the second thing that I promised I was going to really do for, you know, in this space, I remembered the word that says, that the sentence that says, is not what you can do for, is not what America can do for you, but what you can do for America. And guess what? I started to think. It got me thinking. It got me, I said, you know what? As much as I'm going to live in this beautiful country, what can I do? It's not because of fame. It's not necessarily for money. But guess what? Of course, everybody needs to be paid for what they do, right? Wonderful. You know, but I remember that every step of the journey. It's not what can I do for this country? So I want everyone watching me from wherever you are to start this minute to start asking yourself, we are in a pandemic. We're in a situation. Am I going to crawl under my pillow? Am I going to crawl under my bed? Or in this whole pandemic, what can I do? Am I ready to awaken to my higher self? It is time to awaken to your higher self. It is time to write that book. It is time to start that business. It is time to start that blog. It is time to start that online business. Today, Amazon is being projected as it's about the richest person in the world in the nearest future, if not now. He's online. He's not on any brick and mortar, just like the same computer you have. He's online. Start to think. I want you to go away today and be a deep thinker. Start to think, what can I offer? It's a pandemic, yes, but I have something to offer. What can I offer in this season? What can I offer to the society, to my community? What can I offer? What can I offer to my country? Begin to think, and I can tell you, you're about to become unstoppable. I can tell you, in service, in your passion, that is where your greatness lies.
Thank you.
Your service is where your greatness lies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Uchenna Ibezue, founder and CEO OMAG Design Empire in Washington, D.C. Thank you for that powerful message. Thank you, our viewers from all over the world. Thank you so much for watching the New Frontier Africa today. My name once again is Abdul-Rashid Abubakar. Until we meet again next time on the show, I say bye. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.